All right, today is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. Wanted to update on the 61. It's been a couple weeks since I updated a video on this, but I've been slowly plugging away. I think where we left off last was I had wet sand and buffed the hood. Missed a couple spots on that once I got it mounted and under some better lighting, so I have to go over that again. Reason being is this back corner here is probably the darkest in the shop, and it's not a good place to buff, so lesson learned on that. It's real minor. We got the hood mounted. It aligns pretty good. Just needs a little bit of minor tweaking once it's all said and done and settled in. Then we've been plugging away on the front end. I believe last weekend we got the parking lights and the headlights working. I don't know if it's going to pick up here, but we just ran it right off the bulkhead in some cloth tape. Tucked it away behind the radiator, which you really can't see because of lighting in here. I did order a new OptiClean bottle, so just to finish it off. Just to recap, the radiator support was painted to match. The upper grill support painted to match. The lower grill valance was painted to match. Under the hood has been painted. All matching wheel wells were painted. So the grill, the upper grill, the grill bezel came, and the headlight bezels actually came with the car. So that was a win. That was a good deal on that. I did have to buy new bulbs, new emblem for the grill bezel, and this piece right here, or these two pieces right here. The headlights I got from Rock Auto, they're just OEM or stock or whatever. They're like $6 on Rock Auto, which is the cheapest place you're going to find. They sell them at Napa still. They're like $14 at Napa. They're like $6 at Rock Auto. They have brights and lows, or highs and lows. So the headlight buckets were sandblasted and just coated in epoxy. The bumper is a one-piece bumper. They call it California bumper. Have front and rear one-piece bumpers on this car. It was re-chromed. It came with the car. The bumperettes have been re-chromed. The license plate panel is new. The valances are original to the car. They were really whooped. And I was contemplating on buying new or repop. They're like $3.25 a set, and scuff and spray. But I said I was gonna try these out first, and I kind of just beat them back into place, and then put some filler on them and de-ate them down, and then did one round of blocking and called it a day. And I sealed them and I sprayed them and I cleared them this past weekend. So just to recap, the front end's done. Everything works: turn signals, headlights, bright lights, hazards with the I Did It steering column, front and rear work. Front end is done, and I'm kind of excited about that because I'd never put a 61 front end together. So I really had no idea how all this goes together, but just piece by piece I figured it out. What we did first was naturally you put the radiator support, then you hang the fenders, and then I think we put the lower splash on, and then the upper grill mounts to this upper grill splash, or whatever you want to call it. The headlight buckets kind of hold all that in place, and then the grill went on, and then the emblem went on, and then the headlights need to go, and then the headlight bezels. So it wasn't that bad. It's all nuts and bolts, and then the bumper goes last. The balances go after the bumper. So overall, I'm digging it. Everything's new. What I'm going to be doing this afternoon, spend a little time, I'm going to denib these fenders, and maybe hit them with a little 1500 or maybe 2000. They're really not bad. Honestly, it probably doesn't even show on camera, but it does have some dirt nibs from when they were painted. So all that's left is to bleed the brakes on this car, put my steering wheel on, which is already painted, and should be able to drive down the street. So maybe this weekend I'll get around to bleeding the brakes. I'm really dreading that. I hate bleeding brand new systems, but we're going to get through it. Just remember the 64 gave me a lot of trouble, but we figured it out. So just been plugging away. Like I say, the car's pretty much done. The front seat's already reupholstered. I'm going to be painting the trim. I keep it under this plastic because I have birds in this shop I've been trying to get rid of. Birds like to land on the cars and scratch them up. So I have the skirts, they're painted to match. Just got to mount those. We've been plugging away. So like I said, I'm going to put a few hours in denibbing these fenders, going over the hood again in areas that it needs. But overall, pretty satisfied with the front end. Really liking the California bumper. I do have the original 3-piece bumper still, front and rear. I've had those for sale, and I haven't really had any interest. So if anyone out there needs them, let me know. They're going cheap. But yeah, we got everything wired up, everything except the horn. I got to get a horn, and then that's really all that's left. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update here, and I'm bringing you guys back, I guess, once we start bleeding the brakes. Stay tuned for more.